Hey everybody. Welcome back to my subscribers. I appreciate you so much. And new viewers, I would greatly appreciate if you became a subscriber. So hit the subscribe button, that would be awesome. So I'm gonna get corny for a second here, bear with me please. So I just want you all to know how sincerely and truly I appreciate you. For everybody that's followed me, you know that this has been my public therapy. This has truly been a journey. And I feel like I have come so far. And I'm so grateful for all of you that have followed me, that have commented, that participate on my Instagram. I'll tell you, like I said, I started out just doing this to help myself navigate through, you know, the information about narcissistic abuse I've been learning myself, trying to share what I learned with you guys. I hope I have provided you with useful content. If it wasn't for YouTube, who knows how long it would have taken me, or if I ever would have realized that what has been going on with my family has been narcissistic abuse. Like I said, like early this year, YouTube started putting narcissistic abuse videos on my home feed. And I was just ignoring it. I would go on YouTube for meditations. And one day I was like, I'm going to watch one of these. And thank God, it was like everything fell into place. All these years of insanity, of feeling like it was me, totally made sense. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of this. I'm trying to pay it forward. Like I said, I hope I provide you guys with useful content. I have been an open book. I hold nothing back, I promise. I will share it all. So there's an update. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm going with this. Okay, so once I learned about narcissistic abuse, I started kind of, dialing it down, like limiting my contact with the toxic duo. My older brother and I have already gone no contact. And that is since my son passed away in April of 2013. If you followed my video, you understand, like, all these amazing, incredible people came into our life that didn't know us from a hole in the wall, total strangers, and closer to them than my own family. So that's what happened with my brother, the long and the short of it. So I have no contact with him. But my toxic parents were still hanging in there for a while because I wasn't able to identify what was happening. But then, thanks to YouTube, that all changed. So, I learned about narcissistic abuse early this year from YouTube. I actually signed up and took a class about narcissistic abuse recovery coaching. So, I did that, and that was also so integral in helping me to overcome this stuff. I also majored in psychology in college. I have my master's, and I can't stress enough, there is nothing as therapeutic or healing as people that have walked the same path as you, people that have lived this nightmare. Like, outsider, like, people can be so wonderful in your life, friends or other family members, but they will have no idea or no appreciation for what you've gone through unless they've gone through it themselves. So, what I'm saying also is that I feel closer to all of you, to this incredible community, than I ever felt to my family of origin. And I truly mean that. I'm so sincerely grateful for everyone's comments and, like I said, participation on my Instagram, or all of it. Thank you. Thank you guys with all my heart. So, all right, back to the story. So, I started backing off, limiting contact with my toxic parents. Once I learned about narcissistic abuse, I took my class and I realized, like, this is legit. Like, I really have been targeted by my own parents. Like, it's a lot to wrap your head around initially, but once you get that validation and confirmation from others that have walked the same path as you, it is like all of this sanity wrapped up into like these few confirmations. Like, your narcissistic parent, your dysfunctional, toxic family has been steadily chipping away at your self esteem, your self worth, your self confidence from day one. And it's disgusting. Like, I've said this before, our early childhood, our critical developmental years in establishing our personalities, how we deal with the world, how we deal with ourselves. And, your parents are the first people that have access to you. And the rest of the world enjoys parents that are reliable, trustworthy, all of the things that you would hope a parent to be. But our parents were the polar opposite of that. They were nothing but destructive and toxic to us. So I guess it was like late August, again, if you follow my videos, I was gray rocking my narc mother. Gray rocking is when you just limit you give yes, no answers, nothing. You don't give them any supply, narcissistic supply. Because that's what I have learned, is that I was the primary source of her narcissistic supply. And it horrifies me when I think back to everything she's taken from me, that she's just been a vampire, just sucking the life out of me, an emotional vampire. Just, I thought I was like naive to everything, as I'm sure you've experienced as well. You don't suspect this type of malicious behavior from your parent. It's wild. But I started to wake up to it. So the end of August, I was like gray rocking her. I wasn't even taking her calls at one point or responding to her text messages, because I was like, I need a minute here to get my footing. So at the end of August, if you've watched my videos, she flipped out. She had a narcissistic rage, took it all out on me. It was disgusting. And then my enabling father, her henchman, I call him, he is her sidekick, the orbiting parent, they also call it. He will do anything for her. It's so messed up. It's like he puts her well before I don't even register on that radar. So I don't have a father, basically. So he started coming at me. It's under text assault on my Instagram page if you're interested in reading. But he started sending me these nasty text messages. And then finally, my incredible husband intervened and sent an email to my toxic father, my narcissistic mother, myself, and I was copied on it. And he sent it to them both, and he basically said, I've never encountered this level of toxicity in a family before. And that they actually listened to that because he's an outsider, right? And gigs up, man. Like, everybody thinks that, they do everything they can to hide this from outsiders. They try to, keep their abuse secretive. So they target you behind closed doors, behind everyone else's point of view. But when someone else weighs in on it, it was like he really shut them down. So they listened to him for a hot minute, and then they started coming at me again. And then, okay, so this brings us to the current time. So it was Thanksgiving, and again, all this is on my Instagram. My toxic father sends me this text message, and he basically said, like, what can we do to resolve this? We are sincerely sorry for disrespecting you, me. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, there's hope here. And I've said this before, I always held on to hope that there was some shred, some potential in my father. I always thought, like, he's got to see how, toxic my mother is and how unhealthy this all is. But, but I'm wrong. That's the lesson that I learned over and over again. And so he sent me that message, and I actually responded to it. And I was like, wow, like, I'm sorry that it has taken me, not dealing with you people for you to listen to me. Like, I am the black sheep, and it has taken such an extreme measure for them to pay attention to anything I'm saying, to acknowledge anything I'm saying. So I responded and I said, hey, here's something that you can do to kind of show us that you have remorse, that you respect me and my husband, our family, and that you want to move forward in a positive way, that you listen to me. And holy cow, you guys, he responded with this bullshit generic text message about your parents give you everything that they can, and they might not be rich, but you should appreciate what they do. I was like, holy shit, like, I thought I was getting somewhere and just met with the same black sheep bashing that I've been met with my entire life from them. It was like I felt so duped, like the bait and switch thing, like they were trying to hoover me back in with, like, acting like they cared or they were remorseful or taking accountability. And then he slams me with an insinuation that I'm not appreciative. And this has been one of their strategies my entire life, saying that I'm not appreciative, which is lunacy. It's lunacy. That's like, my husband and I are so appreciative of everything in our life. We're so grateful for the good people. And like I said, like, strangers that have just been incredible and amazing, done well more than my parents have ever done for us. So I finally have arrived at this place where I realized that I have to stop the bleeding. I was unsure for a while as to what my next steps were going to be, but that secured it. Like, I was talking about this with my husband, because we always do, and I was saying, when I started pulling back and getting rid of, like, I haven't even done anything. I haven't said anything horrible, which they deserve to hear, but all I've really done is removed myself from this abuse, this toxic equation. And the first strike was my narcissistic mother raging at me in the summer. The second thing was my awful toxic father sending me these wicked text messages trying to, get me back in line, pretty much. And the third strike has been this last incident with him, enticing me to think that they cared or that they were going to make a genuine effort to fix things. And then he just comes at me with this, shifting the blame again back onto me, It's blame shifting and it's crazy making. It's like gaslighting. Like they always try to make me think that it's me. There's something wrong with me. I don't appreciate them. I'm ungrateful, like just something along those lines. It's wild. So that was a third strike. So at this point, I have finally blocked his number because I don't deserve this. No one deserves this. You don't deserve this. I totally understand how difficult it is to come to this decision. Like there's so many people out there that are thrilled that they have gone no contact, and I hear nothing but, excellent reports about how wonderful their life is without this toxicity, without the narcissistic parent. Some people actually have two narcissistic parents, which I can't imagine. I actually, at this point, I'm questioning if my father's a narcissist as well. I mean, for sure he's the enabler. I can talk. But they're so toxic. They're so bad for me. There's such a negative element in my life. And I've finally gotten to this place, you guys, where I realize that I don't deserve this. And I don't want this drama. I don't want this adversity. Like, I don't need it. I'm trying to work on my health, my physical health, my mental, emotional, all of that. I'm doing the best that I can to get to a better place physically as well. So this is a major component. So this was a major breakthrough for me, you guys. This all happened yesterday. I blocked his number and I was like, I'm doing it. Like, it took me forever to get there, I feel like, but now that I'm there, I feel such a huge sense of relief. I mean, of course, they beat it into us that we're bad or there's something wrong with us, that we should always question ourselves. So I'm working on that component. Like, I'm always working on trusting in myself and having the strength to know that I'm better than they always made me to believe. So that's where I'm going with this. The black sheep bashing. They will always bash the black sheep. They will always turn it around to blame me somehow, which is exactly what has been happening. And I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm ready to enjoy this incredible life that my husband and I share, our beautiful children, our incredible, amazing friends. And like I said, this community of narcissistic abuse victims, I love you all. I sincerely mean that. I'm so grateful to be in contact with other people that have endured this toxic abuse. And I mean it. I'm saying it, and I genuinely mean it. You all are some of the best people out there. Like, because you've suffered narcissistic abuse, you have an appreciation that other people will never know. You're genuine, you're authentic, you're everything that the narcissist is not. And I connect with you all. I'm so grateful. So that's where I'm at. I finally blocked my toxic father. My narcissistic mother is just like, waiting in the background while he tries to do her dirty work. So the two of them, like, not a factor anymore for me. I see it for what it is. I know I deserve better. Everyone deserves better. Everyone deserves basic respect and human decency. And that is the polar opposite of how they've been treating us all this time. As the black sheep, they just constantly try to throw you under the bus. They're always trying to hurt you, always trying to blame you. And it's old at this point. I'm done with it. I don't deserve it. It's enough. Enough is enough. You have to stop the bleeding somewhere so you can start to heal. So that's all I wanted to say. Seriously, you guys, I genuinely, with all my heart, appreciate you. I'm so grateful for you. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. That means a lot to me. I always forget to say that. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And that's it for today. God bless you guys. We're bumped and we're bruised, but more than anything, we're so blessed because we have these incredible lives to live, and we've gotten out from underneath the condescension and abuse from the narcissists. All right. God bless you guys. Thank you.